Hey, it's Denise. I'm speaking my piece, and I'm here with Joe Kovacs. Joe, walk me through the competition today. We got over 23 meters. What did you like about your throw? What made that throw different than the rest?
Yeah, I really like the throws that didn't go 23 meters because they were misses, but they were at a still high level. I think going to the Olympic trials, that's the most important thing for my wife and I, and my wife who's my coach, is just making sure my minimum level is a high enough level that we come back here in a month that we're ready to still punch that ticket, get on the team, and really put a show on in Paris. Of course, I'm excited to have 2 more throws over 23 meters. I've had somebody told me 20-some throws over 22.89, so I have a big bank of throws that were right under 23 and only 1 over. So now it's good to have another 2 over 23. It's just that barrier that you're excited to keep on pushing and let that level rise.
No, in the press conference, we talked about 22.93 being like that sweet spot, but wanting to get over it. And I love how you spoke about having the shot put ring at your house and being able like to hit the mulch. And so is that what you were envisioning today when you were throwing? Like, I need to throw past the mulch out there.
Well, I'll tell you, none of the throws today would hit the mulch. So it's one of those things. I know there's a whole new level to have happen, but I think today was, good form, maybe a little conservative in terms of, what could happen. But I'd be excited to come back here a month from now, make sure that I have a throw that's far enough to get on the team and then get a little wild. Because those throws that hit the mulch would probably be hitting the grass here, and if they hit the grass, it'd be fun to do some landscaping here at Hayward.
I love that. You need to landscaping at Hayward. That's really good. So, are you going to just be back in the lab, so no other meets until trials?
Yeah, I think there's a couple meets, but they're kind of bouncing all over the place. So I think I'm going to go back home with my wife, spend some time with the family and the babies at home, and kind of regroup, get in the weight room. But I'm going to come back out here a little bit earlier just to get acclimated in the mindset. It's great to be at home and be a dad, but you got to flip the switch to want to be the best in the world. So I feel super fortunate to spend all the time with my kids at home and have my wife with me. But all eyes are on the Olympic trials, making sure we get that done the first and second day here.
No, absolutely. And, obviously trials is that first step, but once we get past that first step, because you're no stranger to making an Olympic team, we'll be in Paris. And for track and field, we'll be getting a lot of new eyes on our sport. If you had to explain the shot put to a new fan, how would you describe it?
I think we're a really fun event because we are we're human cannons. We're launching a ball as far as we can. Anybody who's had high school physics class, angle of release, speed of release, height of release, we are almost exactly projectile equation. There's no air resistance because we have a 5-inch ball. So it really comes down to the metrics behind it, and there's a lot of cool things there. But, we're human cannons. We're just trying to launch the ball as far as we can. Generally, the louder you're yelling and the crazier we're acting afterwards, the farther it's going to.
What would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned during this Olympic cycle?
I think the crazy thing is, I won my first world championship in 2015, and if I would have stopped the sport there, what I thought it would be to be a high-level athlete or a champion is vastly different to what I know now. I think every year has been different. I'm super fortunate that, now my job and my career is part of my family. My wife's my coach. My day consists of being a dad up until nap time, and then after nap time, I go flip the switch and go to practice. And I think, early in a career, you're not maybe mature enough to handle that. I used to have to think about practice when I woke up. Now I think about, what do my kids need and getting them their snacks and breakfast and all that kind of stuff. And then I have to flip the switch. So I think there's a maturity of being a veteran in the sport. And I think just perspective of being at a high level for this long, it's time to capitalize off it and really go after that gold medal in Paris.
What's the craziest thing about being a dad to twins?
The craziest thing is they were born like less than 15 minutes apart, and their personalities are completely different, which is the best part. I mean, my daughter's the boss, and my son Cannon, he's like, he's big and tough, but he gets worked over by his sister all the time. And I think we're super fortunate that they have two people. They're two people that are with each other all day, that they're experiencing life together. So they have someone to play with all the time. So I think they're really lucky there. But it's really fun for my wife and I. We went to do a training camp in Hawaii this year, and just be able to see when we went there, they were barely able to play at the playground. By the time we left, they were running up and going down the slide full speed. So just to watch things happen so fast, it's amazing moments, and I'm really fortunate with this being my career that I can see that every single one of them.
No, I love that. Okay, switching gears a little bit to some fun questions. If you had to call another professional track athlete for $100, your bank account is empty, your wife is not available, who are you calling?
I'm calling Grant Holloway. Grant's my guy. We did some photos earlier this week that we, the stepbrothers, thing, so we'll release those. But no, Grant and I've been good friends the whole time, and most people remember Grant and I had a moment here when I didn't have my jacket here at the World Championships, and I had to put Grant's on, and it was a little snug, and somehow we found a way to get it on. But no, Grant's my guy, so shout out to him.
And if you had to do another Olympic sport that's not your own, what would it be?
Ooh, well, I don't think it's in the Olympic, but golf is always one of my favorite. It was in the Rio Games, but I spent some time at the Olympic Training Center, so I feel fortunate to see what the archers, how they train, how the rugby trains. I think I would love the rugby toughness is cool, but those guys are way too fast for me.
Not too fast for you.
Rugby 15s is more. Rugby 7s, that's all speed.
And lastly, my show is called Speak Your Piece, so I have to ask you to speak your piece. What's an unpopular opinion you have, or a hot take, or even if you had to give a TED Talk on something? Speak your piece, Joe.
Well, I don't know the TED Talk. Hot take, I got asked the other day. Fruit and dessert, don't mix them. That's my thing. Like, if you strawberry cheesecake, put that strawberry on the side. I just want the cheesecake. I want that hunk of goodness. I don't like that stuff mixed up together. It's not good. Leave it separate.
What's your favorite dessert?
Oh, my wife makes some crazy things, but there's this thing she makes. It's from her grandmother's recipe. It's called a Swedish tea ring, and it's this mixture of nuts and sweetness, and it's doughy. It's amazing, and my wife hides it from me, but she knows I kind of know where it is. So as soon as she knows I find it, she hides it in the freezer.
She's shaking her head on the side.
Yeah, she knows. She knows. It's my favorite. I live for that. Hey, it's Joe Kovacs, and I'm speaking my piece.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.